Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. I am a part-time reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I love sharing my reseller tips and tricks with you here on this channel. Hopefully it helps you in your own reseller business. Today, I have an update for you, my top sales of May 2022. So if this sounds interesting to you, stick around. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I post reseller content several times a week. And drop this video a like if you find this helpful. It lets me know that you enjoy my content and it lets me know what to make more of. So April 2022 was rough for me, guys, not gonna lie. May was a little bit better, and I'm really excited about some of the sales that I have to report for you. So I'm gonna do 20 for you today. I'll post on the side here what it was that sold. I'll talk about where I got it, how much I paid for it, what platform it sold on, etc. So let's dive right in. Number 20 were these hot pink sandals from Steve Madden, and I found these at Goodwill. I actually, I left them, and then I felt inclined for some reason to like search comps, and I realized they were selling for $40 to $50. So I went back and got them. They were $5.99. I ended up selling mine on Mercari for $41. Number 19 was this orange cardigan, and actually I almost kept this for myself, but I eventually decided not to. So it was this beautiful orange cardigan. The brand was Sundance. It was brand new without tags. I paid $6.24 for it, and it sold on eBay for $30, which I think was my full asking price. So I was excited about that. It's always great to get a sale that's full asking price. Number 18 were these Judy Blue white bootcut jeans, and I picked these up at Uptown Cheapskate when I did that big clearance sale haul. It was the one item, or maybe one of two items, that were full price. They were not on sale. I was totally on the fence because they were still $12.99, but they were new with tag, and Judy Blue has been doing really well for me lately, so I decided to grab them anyway. I turned that $12.99 into a full price eBay sale, $39.99 plus shipping, and they were only listed for 9 days. I'm getting better at gambling, or not gambling, but like taking that risk of paying up a little bit for stuff that ends up giving me a better return. And I think you'll see that as we go through the countdown. Some of the stuff I got is from Goodwill, but other stuff is stuff I paid up for and still made a great profit margin. Number 17 was a Goodwill find. It was this Tommy Bahama blazer. It was in the men's section, and I don't actually pick up a ton of Tommy Bahama, especially women's, but this was a silk linen blend, perfect for the spring and summer months coming up. And this was only $3.62. I got it on half off day. So it ended up selling on eBay. It took about 3 weeks, but I got $33 for it plus shipping. Number 16 were these blue hiking shoes from Keen. I will say that Keen is a great brand of shoes to pick up, whether it's kids, men's, women's. It doesn't really matter. They are a great, like, functional outdoor hiking type shoe. So definitely look them up. Probably want to pick them up if they're cheap enough. These were a women's size 6, but they were in the kids section, so they were marked at $4.99, which is what the blanket price is for kids' boots. These sold in about 6 weeks on Mercari for $44. Number 15 is this Coach pink shoulder bag. Again, paid up for it. I paid $19.99 at Goodwill. It was totally giving me like Y2K vibes. It definitely was not a current style, but based on comps, they were selling for about, I don't know, $60 to $85-ish dollars. And so I figured if I could turn even 20 into 60, that's about the same profit margin as I make, maybe a little more than stuff I only pay $3 or $4 for. So I went ahead and grabbed it, $19.99 into $67 on Poshmark. I got an offer. So that was about a 3-week listing, and then it sold for $67. Number 14 was from my Nordstrom Quick Lots general merchandise box. This was a hat, a fedora hat, which I have zero experience selling hats. I listed it based on comps. I averaged my cost of goods out of that box at $8.64. This sold on eBay after about 2.5 weeks for $40 plus shipping. I do still have one other fedora from that box that has not sold yet. Here's another brand that has been really surprising me lately. Number 13, which is these Michael Kors shoes. And in the past, I've shied away from picking up Michael Kors shoes just because they're kind of like Coach shoes. Unless you have the right specific style and they're in good condition, they will sit and sit. But these were like a loafer wedge. They were in great shape and they were a size 8, which I think is a good size. So they were $5.99. I did pick them up. They sold in just a week on Facebook Marketplace for $45. So maybe take a second look at Michael Kors. It is going to depend on the style, but might be worth looking up comps at least to see if they could be worth something to you. Next up is a dress that I got in a liquidation box I purchased, and I didn't do an unboxing video on it because it was a manifested lot, so no fun, right? It's not a mystery, but these I did pay up for. Everything in the box was brand new, and they were a little bit more pricey. This particular dress, the brand is August Stay, the label, and I'd never heard of it before, but I guess it's sold at Revolve. So now I have a new brand to look out for, and maybe if you see this brand in the wild, you might want to check it out. My average cost of goods on that box was $19.17, and this sold in just 2 days for $70 on Poshmark. So watch out for August Day, the label. Even if you find it thrifting, it might be worth picking up. Number 11 is this Tory Burch dress, and it was a very pretty silk dress. I picked it up at Uptown Cheapskate. It was $10.49. They had a sale going that day. When I got it home, I was a little disappointed as I was checking comps. It was missing the belt. It had like a belt or a sash that tied around the waist, and this dress didn't have that. So I wasn't really sure if I was going to get full price for it or as much as I had originally intended, but I listed it anyway. I got a $44 offer on eBay within 3 weeks. And actually, this was an international sale. It went to Canada. So the buyer was in a little bit even more for shipping on that one. So still glad I listed it. And I'm still glad that it sold. All right, top 10. Number 10 were, and I'll link the original video for this shoe haul because I'm still like in awe that this happened. I bought all of these shoes in like 15 minutes and I got up to the cash register and these boots did not have a price tag on it. And my Goodwill, they can't sell it to you if it doesn't have the price to scan it, like they have to scan it. I was in such a hurry. I only had 15 minutes to shop and I filled my cart full of shoes in that 15 minutes. These did not have a tag, which I didn't even notice, but I mean, look at them. Like I couldn't leave them behind. So I took them up to the counter anyway. And long story short, the regular cashier, he just gave them to me. So I paid $0 for these. They are Zara, and they sold within just like 3 or 4 days on Poshmark for $50. So I think that was more of a style pickup. I would have paid this $6.99. I knew this should have been $6.99. I would have paid that anyway, but hey, I'll take them for free. Thank you, my friend. This is a Free People dress. It was brand new with tags, also from a liquidation manifested box that I purchased. Average cost of goods on this box was $32.26, which is a lot. Let me tell you, I'm still nervous about this box because I paid so much per item. But this dress was new with tag. It is Free People, great for the season. It sold in about 3 weeks on eBay for $65. I do have 2 of these exact same dresses still listed. So hopefully those sell soon and hopefully they sell for just as much. Number 8 was also from my Nordstrom Quick Lots box. This was the pour over kettle. I was nervous about this one. Number 1, it took me a while to list because I actually had to test it and make sure it worked. It was a customer return. It did work. I thought maybe the market was very narrow for a kettle specifically designed for pour overs, but this got a ton of interest on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, like right when I listed it. And I got a few lowball offers right on, but it still sold the very next day on eBay for $50. I do wonder in hindsight if I should have maybe listed this a little higher just because it did sell so quickly. But I took the $50. It was used and I don't know what to do with it. And plus that buyer had to pay like $16 to have that shipped. So it is what it is. Now, as far as the rest of that box, still not sure how I'm going to feel about it. I'm waiting out the 90 days. I think I have another month on that one. Number 7 was this Gal versus Glam dress, which apparently is a very sought after brand. I picked it up at Uptown Cheapskate for $10.49. When I got it home, I did realize it had some staining on it, which was a little disappointing, but I still listed it. I disclosed the flaws. They were like a little spots on like the bottom near the hemline, and it wasn't super obvious. I still sold it for $75 on Poshmark. So that was exciting. $75 with a dress, for a dress with some staining on it. So Gal versus Glam. Gal meets Glam. If you find that brand, certainly look it up. You might want to snatch it, throw it in your cart and run, because apparently it's a hot seller. Number 6, and I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably the sale I'm most proud of, even though it's not the highest profit, but I know nothing about selling hard goods. I'm really trying to get into it. So when there's hard goods that make it onto my top countdown, it makes me very excited. This was the brand Fiesta Wear. I found a bunch of Fiesta Wear this day, and I picked up all of it just because I was excited to find it. I'm like, oh, I know to look for that brand, right? This particular item, I didn't know how to describe it to even try to search comps. Google Lens wasn't really working, so I put it on my Instagram stories, and my Instagram followers told me it's a vegetable bowl. So when I looked up divided vegetable bowl, lo and behold, it was the gem of the items I picked up that day. This specific bowl was selling for $50 to $75. So that was exciting. I only paid $6 for it, and it did sell. It took about 6 weeks. I got some lowball offers on this one too, man, but it got a lot of interest on all my platforms. Finally, I accepted a $50 offer on eBay. The buyer was all in about $70 with the shipping. So if you find Fiesta Wear, look it up. If you find the divided vegetable bowl, that thing is worth a pretty penny. So that was a very proud moment in my reseller career, let me tell you. This Lily Pulitzer dress is number 5. And me personally, I think this thing is really outdated and not that cute. I mean, let's be honest. But I picked it up anyway. I am not somebody that thrifts or sources based on style. I, majority of the time, thrift and source based on brand. And although this was tagged 2015, and although it was very dated looking, I still picked it up because of the brand Lily Pulitzer. I paid $11.99 at Uptown Cheapskate, and this thing sold pretty quick. Within 2 weeks, it sold on eBay for $74.99, which was my full asking price. So, moral of the story, don't be afraid to pick things up that are dated. I mean, certainly check comps, but just because you wouldn't wear it because you don't think it's in style right now does not mean that somebody is not out there looking for that item, especially if it is a little bit of an older style that isn't made anymore, that somebody feels fits them well or flatters their figure, whatever. So just make sure to check it out. If it's a good brand, it potentially could still be worth picking up, even if it's older. Number 4 is this Scotch and Soda yellow ruffled dress, and I saw it in Uptown Cheapskate several times. I left it. Finally, it went on sale. It was still there. I grabbed it for $8.50. If I would have looked up comps when I first saw it, I totally would have paid the $24.99 or whatever they were asking for it, because this dress was selling like really, really well. I did not realize it was worth so much, or I would have grabbed it for that price. I ended up getting $100 for this on eBay. So Scotch and Soda is a pretty solid brand to pick up, I'm finding, especially the dresses, and this particular dress, $100. So look for Scotch and Soda. Look it up if you find it. Number 3 is this Anine Bing. I think I'm saying that right. You know, I'm not so great with brand pronunciation, but this one came in my Cozy Threads premium box. Apparently this is a sought after brand, but selling heavy wool coats in the springtime is not always ideal. So I figured this one was going to sit over the summer. It had a lot of interest, a lot of likes, but no takers for like almost the full 3 months. And it eventually sold on eBay. I got a $120 offer. The buyer paid $16 shipping. So you know, that it was a heavy coat. I knew they were going to have to pay shipping. I originally wanted more for it. I originally had it listed like, think closer to $200, but I figured it was either take the 120 or let it sit until fall. The thing's taken up a lot of space. So I went ahead and accepted the offer. I paid $26.79 was my average cost of goods out of that box. I sold it for $120. So not mad about it. Still a great profit. If you find this brand too, I guess it's apparently a sought after brand. Number 2, not surprised about this one. It was that Johnny Was blouse tunic. I don't know what that thing was, but it was really pretty. It actually had a hole in it, but I listed and disclosed. I got it at Uptown Cheapskate for $19.99. It was the other item in that clearance haul that I still paid full price for. It was that and those Judy blue jeans. I still don't understand how or why Johnny Was ends up at a consignment or a buy-sell trade store, but whatever. I paid the $19.99. I sold it for $130 on eBay. So fantastic sale. I wasn't surprised when I looked up comps. It sold right in the same range as what comps were going for, even with the hole. So great sale there. And number 1, this is such an amazing moment in my reseller career as well. My number 1 sale for May sold on a brand new platform. My first time listing on this platform, Tradesy. So when I bought that manifested liquidation lot, I got a lot of higher end items that I expected to list in the $200-300 range. And I had never sold on Tradesy before because their fees are kind of hefty for things that are of lower value. So I think it's like $50 or less sale price. They take a flat $7.50, which can get kind of hefty for my majority like $20-30 sales. But because I got all this higher end stuff that was new with tags, and because I'm having a little situation with the Real, which I'll make a video about that eventually. I'm trying to wait till they potentially resolve it, if they ever will resolve it for me. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and try listing some stuff on Tradesy. So if you want to give Tradesy a try, I am going to put a link in the description down below. If you sign up, if you have higher end items, I would suggest giving it a try, especially if you cross post. It's very easy to transfer your listings to Tradesy. I think you get a $10 credit if you use my link. But anyway, this was an ALC blazer and it was brand new with tags. My cost of goods out of that box was $32.26 averaged, and this sold for $200 on Tradesy. So fantastic profit margin. The buyer still had to pay $15 shipping, and I'm very happy with the sale. I'm very excited to have made a sale on Tradesy, and I'm excited to dive into a new platform. So that's it for May. I am curious to know what your May sales were like. May was definitely better than April, but it still wasn't great. June and July historically for me, and probably for a lot of you, you'll have to let me know in the comments. It's kind of rough. It's the summer. People aren't necessarily shopping. It's not quite fall yet. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for June to be a decent month, but I guess we will see. So that is it for this video, guys. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more reseller content. Drop me a like on the way out. That's it for today. I will catch you guys in the next one.